The Galactic Naval Academy's orientation hall buzzed with nervous energy as cadets from across 17 different species settled into their bioadaptive seats. Jackson Martinez adjusted his uniform collar, still amazed that humanity had earned a place among the stars. Beside him, Lily Chen scrolled through her datapad, reviewing the Academy's safety protocols for what felt like the 100th time. Commander Vexthal, a towering Zephyrian with crystalline skin that refracted the room's light into prismatic patterns, stepped onto the central platform. His forearms gestured gracefully as he began the traditional welcome address. "Cadets," his voice resonated through the translator implants. "You represent the finest young minds from across the Allied systems. Here you will learn to navigate the cosmos, to explore new worlds, and to uphold the sacred duty of preserving life throughout the galaxy." Jackson noticed how the alien cadets straightened with pride. A few rows ahead, a group of Keltharian insectoids clicked their mandibles in what he'd learned was their equivalent of applause. To his left, a gelatinous fluidian pulsed with bioluminescent patterns of excitement. "However," Commander Vexthal's tone grew somber, "there are limits to exploration. There are worlds so hostile, so inherently dangerous that even our most advanced technology cannot guarantee survival. We call these Deathworlds." The holographic display behind him flickered to life, showing a rotating catalog of nightmare planets. One world rained liquid methane through an atmosphere thick with hydrogen sulfide. Another was tidally locked, with one side a molten hellscape and the other a frozen wasteland. A third showed massive electrical storms that could fry a starship's electronics from orbit. No cadet, regardless of species or technological enhancement, will be permitted to visit a death world during their training, the commander continued. The risk assessment protocols are absolute. These worlds have been classified as uninhabitable for a reason. A Tenthari cadet raised one of her numerous appendages. Commander Shirley with proper environmental suits and shielding. Negative, Cadet Zelasha. The classification exists because these worlds actively kill. Their very atmospheres are toxic, their weather patterns lethal, their geology unstable. Some harbor predatory life forms that have evolved specifically to hunt and kill. No civilized species could possibly survive on such worlds. That's when Jackson felt Lily nudge his elbow. He glanced at her and saw that familiar mischievous glint in her dark eyes. The same look she'd had when they were kids and she was about to do something that would either get them in trouble or make them legends. Jackson cleared his throat and raised his hand. "Yes, Cadet Martinez?"
"Sir, when you say no civilized species could survive on a death world..."
"Do you have any specific examples of these impossible worlds?" Commander Vexthal's crystalline features shifted into what Jackson had learned was the Zephyrian equivalent of a grim smile. "Indeed I do." The hologram changed to display a blue and green marble suspended in space, beautiful and deceptive. "This is designated as Class Tuid Death World Epsilon 3. Perhaps the most hostile planet we've ever catalogued." The image zoomed in, revealing swirling white storms larger than gas giants' moons. "Observe the atmospheric disturbances. Hurricane-force winds that can level entire cities. The atmospheric composition is 21% oxygen, which makes it incredibly volatile and prone to massive fires that can consume entire continents." More images flashed by. Towering mountain ranges that scrape the sky, vast deserts that could boil blood, frozen polar regions that could freeze atmosphere itself into solid chunks. The planet experiences radical temperature fluctuations from over 50 degrees Celsius to below -40. Its magnetic field fluctuates, allowing deadly radiation to bombard the surface. And the life forms, the commander paused dramatically, microscopic organisms that cause flesh to rot. Massive predators with razor-sharp teeth and crushing jaws. Poisonous creatures that can kill with a single bite or sting. A collective shudder ran through the assembled cadets. Several Floridians pulsed with colors Jackson's datapad translated as existential dread. "But perhaps most terrifying of all," Commander Vexthal continued, "this planet is geologically active. The very ground splits open randomly, spewing forth molten rock at temperatures exceeding 1,000 degrees Celsius. Massive tectonic shifts occur without warning. The ocean floors spread and mountains rise overnight. It is quite literally a world trying to kill everything on it at every moment." He paused, letting the horror sink in. "This is why we have protocols, cadets. This is why some places in the universe are simply forbidden." The silence stretched for several heartbeats. Then Jackson stood up slowly, that characteristic human smile spreading across his face, the one that had unnerved alien diplomats during first contact protocols. "Commander," he said, his voice carrying clearly through the vast chamber, "I hate to break it to you, but you've just described my homeworld." Every eye, optical sensor, and sensory organ in the room focused on him. Commander Vexthal's crystalline skin flickered with confusion patterns. "Impossible, Cadet Martinez. No species could evolve on such a world." Lily rose beside him, grinning just as widely. "Sir, with respect, we call that place Earth. And we didn't just evolve there, we conquered it." The silence that followed was deafening. Then slowly, understanding began to dawn on the alien faces around them. The humans hadn't been given places at the Academy out of pity or political correctness. They were here because they had already passed the ultimate survival test. "Every day on our world is survival training," Jackson continued conversationally. "Those microscopic flesh-rotting organisms, we call them bacteria, and our immune systems fight them constantly. Those massive predators, we hunted most of them to extinction before we invented agriculture. The poison-carrying creatures, we learned to milk their venom and use it as medicine. The volcanic activity, the earthquakes, the hurricanes," Lily added, "we built cities that can withstand them. We surf tsunamis for fun. We vacation in deserts and climb mountains during blizzards. We've made art out of surviving the unsurvivable." Commander Vexthal's crystalline skin now displayed patterns Jackson's translator couldn't interpret, but the tone was unmistakably awe-mixed with terror. "So," Jackson concluded, settling back into his seat with casual confidence, "when do we get to see some real Deathworlds? Because frankly, Commander, after growing up on Earth, your class-dwelled Deathworld Epsilon 3 sounds like a relaxing vacation spot." The orientation hall remained silent for a long moment, broken only by the soft clicking of Keltharian mandibles, though whether in respect or fear Jackson couldn't tell. From that day forward, the Academy's Deathworld protocols included a single amendment: exception made for Terran species, pending psychological evaluation and hazard pay approval. Jackson and Lily exchanged glances and grinned. They were going to fit in just fine among the stars.